So hello everyone, welcome to EduTech, and guys, welcome to your another important session of the PIB in news. Now guys, we have seen from the past 3 to 4 days that there are lots of reports that are being released in the PIB. So in today's session, I have come across with some reports that are relevant for the examination of RB, SEBI and NABARD. Now let's start with the first report of the day, that is the performance grading index for district level. So yes guys, a report that is performance grading index for district level has been released. So I formed a paragraph on that. You can have a look at this paragraph and then we will be solving the questions on this report. Now the first question that I am asking you is, according to this report, how many districts are basically being graded in the year 2018-19 and 2019-20? So important is the gradings are there. The districts have been graded for these 2 years. This is something which is important for us. Okay? In the question itself, who has released this thing? The report is basically being released by Ministry of Education. Now the very important thing is, it is the first ever report that is being released on districts. Now one thing important is, before you answer the question, ठीक है जी, तो यहाँ पे important चीज क्या है guys? Last year the performance grading index was released for states and UTs, and that was the third edition. ठीक है? So third edition was released basically for states and UTs ranking, but now for the first time the districts have been ranked according to the performance grading index. Okay, so now you tell me how many districts are there. So answer is, that is, there are 725 districts that have been graded in 2018-19 और 733 districts upgrade हुई हैं 2019-20 में. ठीक है जी. Now if I talk about, so here it was seen in the PIB that this report has been released and 725 districts were released in the year 2018-19 और 733 थे आपके 19-20 में. So see, just from the heading they can ask you this kind of question. So we might be expecting कि वो index पे question पूछेंगे, who has released, but they can ask you the question on the information itself. Now let's talk to the second question of the day. So see, when I talk about reports, the important is who has released the report, any data on the report, then is the weightage of the report, parameters of this report. These are the basic things that are being important from the report point of view. So here now I have asked a question on basically the parameters of this report. This structure comprises of total weightage of how many points across 83 indicators which are grouped under how many categories. So you have to tell me the total weightage score and the total categories that are under this grading index. So the answer to this is, guys, that is there are total 600. Total weightage is 600 and these are being categorized under 6 categories. और यहाँ पे अगला important आपके लिए क्या है? That is 83 indicators is the next important point that you should remember. Now if I talk about the 6 categories that are there, so categories कौन सी हैं? Outcomes, effective classroom transaction, infrastructure facilities and students entitlements, school safety, digital learning and governance and process. So we know these are the important things where the government is also focusing. ठीक है ना? तो government focus भी इस चीज पे कर रहा है. ठीक है जी. And if I talk about, so these categories are further divided into 12 domains. Now we have understood the indicators. What are indicators? ठीक है जी. वेटेज स्कोर कितना है? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आ जाता है कि इस वेटेज स्कोर में क्या क्या फर्दर डिवीजन है. ऑन दैट पैरामीटर आई हैव फाउंड द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर यू. व्हाट इज द वेटेज ऑफ डिजिटल learning in overall score? So in the overall score of 600, what is the weightage of digital learning? If I talk about these kind of questions, guys, these kind of questions are difficult in nature because आपको एक एक इंडिकेटर का वेटेज याद रखना, की कैटेगरी का वेटेज याद रखना. To remember each and every category's weightage is difficult. ठीक है? But because these kind of questions are now we are witnessing these in examination also, so that's why I have framed a question on these lines. The answer is that is 50. Now if I talk about this weightage, so सबसे ज्यादा weightage किसकी है? Outcome. ठीक है? It has a total score. In scores also, ठीक है? If I talk about overall weightage of scores, so 290 score is for outcomes. ठीक है जी? 50 is for digital learning. Then in terms of indicators also, outcome has the maximum indicators, that is there are 25 indicators. ठीक है? So if I talk about, so total weightage, वैसे मैं आपको बोला है कि outcomes is at the top in terms of indicators as well as in score. But here one thing that needs to be memorized, that you should learn here is, in terms of, guys, lowest, who has the lowest score and the lowest indicator, there is an interchange between school safety and digital learning. How? In terms of lowest score, it is school safety and child protection has the lowest score. out of 600. But in terms of lowest indicators, who has the least indicators? So it is, that is digital learning. So इसको याद रखना, digital learning और school safety is vice versa in terms of score. क्योंकि आप डिजिटल लर्निंग प्रमोट करना चाहते हो तो स्कोर ऑफ डिजिटल लर्निंग इज देयर, बट इंडिकेटर्स व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट, सो इंडिकेटर्स में आपके जो है वो इंडिकेटर्स डिजिटल लर्निंग के कम है, जो स्कोर है वो डिजिटल लर्निंग का ज्यादा है, स्कूल सेफ्टी का जो है वो कम है. दिस इज द टू इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट यू शुड रिमेंबर, बिकॉज डोंट रिमेंबर ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. Top we know outcome is at the top both in scores and indicators, but in terms of who has least this thing, this is something that is really important now. Okay, now guys, coming to the next question is about the categorization, or that is basically districts are basically categorized under 10 grades. ठीक है, so आपको मुझे बताना है जो इसमें से 71 to 80% वाला ग्रेड है उसका नाम क्या है. What is the name of the grade that is scoring 71 to 80%, and the answer is that is अति उत्तम. So now when I talk about this grading system, so that it has been graded. ठीक है, how these scores have been graded, that is overall if you have scored more than 90%, then you will be named as Daksh category. ठीक है, then after that it is Utkarsh, that is 81 to 90%. फिर आता है अति उत्तम, उत्तम, ठीक है, प्रचेष्टा, that is this, that is आकांक्षी. So when I talk about सबसे least कौन से, that is आकांक्षी, and at the top it is Daksh. So these are the grading level for this performance grading index. Now guys, in terms of this grading, let's see the scores. ठीक है, तो किस किस डिस्ट्रिक्ट ने कैसा कैसा परफॉर्म किया है. As I have discussed, Daksh was at the top. So now you have to tell me how many districts have scored or have attained the highest grade of Daksh in the year 2018, 19 and 1920. ठीक है, so if I talk about here, the answer here is none of the above. Why? Because guys, there is none of the districts, no district that have been graded, that is 725 or 733 districts जो grade हुई हैं, the districts that have been graded, none of them have attained the status of Daksh category. This is something important. Then I talk about in Utkarsh grade, the second highest, there is no district in the year 2018-19, but there are 3 districts that are being graded in 2019-20, and 3 of them are from Rajasthan. So very important, याद रखना, these 3 districts are all from Rajasthan. That is Shikhar, Jhunjhunu and Jaipur. So these are the only 3 districts that have been categorized under Uttam district. ठीक है, उत्तम में उत्कर्ष में ग्रेड की गई है, एट दैट आर फॉर द डिस्ट्रिक्ट फॉर द ईयर ऑफ 2019-20. ठीक है, सो वन थिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर 2018-19, नीदर ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैव बीन ग्रेडेड एज उत्कर्ष और एज अ दक्ष कैटेगरी. देन इफ आई टॉक अबाउट अति उत्तम कैटेगरी, द सेकंड कैटेगरी, ठीक है, तो कैटेगरी अति उत्तम, तो अति उत्तम में देयर इज एन इंक्रीज फ्रॉम 49 टू 86 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स दैट वी हैव विटनेस्ड. 12 states and UTs don't have any district under the Ati Uttam. So 12 states are there do not have any district under Ati Uttam. Then if I talk about the Uttam category, Uttar Pradesh has basically the highest number of districts that have been categorized under Uttam category. Okay, so this was the basic highlight of this performance grading index for the district level. Now guys, let's come to the second report of the day, that is the Niti Aayog's report on the forecasting penetration of electric two-wheelers in India. So again, I am presenting my screen in front of you. ठीक है, so have a look at this question and then we will solve the question here. I hope now you guys have seen this paragraph. ठीक है, let's start with the first question that is on this report. That is, this report has basically been released in association with which among the following by Niti Aayog. So this has been mentioned even in the paragraph that Niti Aayog has launched this report in association with which among the following. I am asking you the question. The answer is that is, it is along with the TIFAC. So along with the TIFAC, Niti Aayog has launched this specific report. The report was released on 29th of June. ठीक है जी, which is basically focusing on future penetration of electric vehicles. Now we might be feeling guys, कि why are we reading a report on electric vehicle? See, the government is encouraging lot and lot of things so that it could promote the electronic energy. Electric vehicles को government बहुत ज़्यादा promote करना चाहती है, तो उसी चीज के लिए if the report is basically telling कि what steps can be taken. ठीक है, so this is why this report is very very important for our examination. Now in this highlighting, one thing very much important is 100% penetration of the report will be done, that is 100% penetration of electric vehicles under the optimistic scenario will be done by 2026 2027, ठीक है, और 72% हो जाएगा by 2031. But before going through this statement, let's first analyze this report. Then we will be able to understand this statement in a better way. Now, the second question I'm asking you is, according to this report, there are 8 scenarios that are there. Which among the following is not one of that scenario? So if you have read the report, try to attempt this question. But if you have not read the report, don't worry guys. We will be discussing each and every scenario here. The answer is, that is option number E. Diffuse performance is not one among the 8 scenarios. So what are these 8 scenarios? These are challenge diffusion, performance driven, low battery cost, technology driven, incentive driven, battery cost challenges, same performance, or optimistic. Now let us first of all, without going through here, let's first understand कि how can we memorize this thing. If I talk about electric vehicle, what are the things that you want? You want it should be challenge, because it will be challenge diffusion. बहुत सारे challenges नहीं आने चाहिए. Second thing will be performance driven. If the performance is good, then also you will be buying the electric vehicles. Now, if the performance of electric vehicle is not good, then why you will be buying the electric vehicles? ठीक है. अब अगर हमें पता चल रहा है, if we are getting a news that lots and lots of electric vehicles are being burnt out now, why will I be purchasing, or why will you be purchasing an electric vehicle? So which means the performance should be high, ठीक है, because it is an electric vehicle, it has some battery cost, so battery cost should always be low, ठीक है, low battery cost. Technology should be improved, so technology driven should be an incentives, because if you want to increase the technology, you have to give some incentives, so incentive driven भी होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. इंसेंटिव के बाद बैटरी कॉस्ट चैलेंजेस, ठीक है, बैटरी हैज टू बी एट लो बैटरी कॉस्ट, देन देयर विल बी बैटरी कॉस्ट चैलेंजेस आल्सो, दैट हैज टू बी सीन बाय द गवर्नमेंट. देन द परफॉर्मेंस शुड बी एट सेम लेवल, ठीक है, ऐसा ना हो कि पहले आपने अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दी, बाद में यू हैव declined your performance, so performance should be same and it should be optimistic. So these are basically the 8 categories on which this has been defined. Now if I talk about these 8 scenarios, these 8 scenarios have further been classified. This says that these scenarios are basically being challenged or being witnessed on these specific 3 major factors. तो 3 major factors में इनकी market penetration को हमने discuss किया है, that is demand incentive, cost of battery and vehicle performance. So these are the 3 ways or the 3 parameters on which the market penetration of all these 8 scenarios are basically being seen. Demand incentive, cost of battery and vehicle performance. Now for these future scenarios, there are some broad constraints also, because you will be witnessing some constraints. These constraints are also being highlighted in this report. When I talk about these 4 constraints, so these 4 constraints are, one is full constraint. If there is a situation which is full of constraints, ठीक है, where both vehicle production and charging infrastructure are constraints, कि आपको vehicle, we cannot produce more vehicles and even you cannot provide charging stations, it will be full constraint. Then it will be production constraint. We know production constraint is when production of vehicle is at the lower side, rest facility is there but production is at lower side. Then is your charge constraint, ठीक है, after production, if there is a lot of production, you do not have enough charging infrastructure facilities, then also this initiative will not work. And then the last is a very quiet, you can say unanimous here, quite a dreamy situation, जब यहाँ पे कोई भी constraint ना हो. This is where the government wants to move, कि whether this should be the things where we want to reduce the reduction, we want to reduce the constraints here, okay. So this is the basically thing on which the scenarios and constraints are basically being categorized. Now coming to the next question on this report, as per this report, the penetration of 2-wheelers may reach about how much with no extension of demand, ठीक है. तो मैंने आपको बोला था optimistic, we have discussed कि optimistic में कितनी डिमांड हो जाएगी, जो हमने we have read in the heading itself. So what should be the penetration of electric 2 vehicles? It is guys, it is saying it will be 72% by the year 2031-32. Now let's discuss the key highlights. So if I talk about, देखो मैंने आपको बोला था 8 scenarios, there are 8 scenarios, 4 constraints and 3 basic factors which will be basically telling you about the market penetration. Based on that, this report has given us some basic ideas, ठीक है. It says that in terms of technology driven scenario, if the research and development of electric vehicles is increased by 5% annually between 2021 and 24 or 25-26 and 10% by 26 and 27, then it is a possibility that we might reach about 72% of the electric vehicle production, ठीक है, with the financial year 2021, 31, 32, if there is also no extension of demand incentives. If there is no demand has been extended with this R&D of 5% annually between 2023 to 2026, and with less penetration we could reach this target. Then is, if the sale of electric vehicles, it can reach up to 220 lakh units by the year financial year 2028-29, ठीक है, under the situations of optimistic स्टैंड परफॉर्मेंस एंड बैटरी कॉस्ट चैलेंजेस, ठीक है जी. तो ये आपका टारगेट, वी कैन अचीव दिस टारगेट. देन इज अंडर द इंसेंटिव ड्राइव सिनेरियो, इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू रीच ओनली 55 लाख यूनिट्स. अगर आप इंसेंटिव ड्रिवन टेक्नोलॉजी पे जाते हो तो इट इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट देयर विल बी लेस इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल प्रोडक्शन. दिस हैज बीन शेयर्ड इन दिस स्पेसिफिक रिपोर्ट. नाउ इफ दे टॉक अबाउट इंस्टॉल्ड कैपेसिटी, एज आई हैव डिस्कस्ड द कंस्ट्रेंट्स, if there is sufficient installed capacity of electric vehicles, then we might cross the target of reaching 250 billion units also. Okay, so 250 lakh units, we might reach that specific target here also. Now let's understand the first thing that I was discussing with you. Okay ji, in this report, so 100% penetration जो हमने पढ़ा था, now this is based on the 8 scenarios, demand driven factors and the constraints. Out of this thing, that is why this report has been shared. If these constraints, all these things are kept in mind, then we might witness 100% penetration by the year 2026-27 in the optimistic scenario. 72% by 2031 जो हमने पढ़ा था, that is for the technology driven scenario. If it is a technology driven scenario will be there, in which R&D will be done on a regular basis, then we might achieve the target of 72% of electric vehicles by the year 2031. Okay, and then is, it says in that specific situation current incentives could be withdrawn. If we want, we could withdraw the current incentives also by 2024. This is the major highlight of the specific report, because guys, I know this is quite a technical report, okay? Most of us, we might not remember the data, but scenarios, market driven factors and the 4 constraints are very, very important for us. Now guys, coming to the next report that we are coming, that is about the harnessing the green hydrogen opportunities for deep decarbonizing in India. This is again a report that has been launched by NITI Aayog. So now you have to tell me, this report is being released by NITI Aayog in association with which among the following? तो हमने टाइफाइड वाली तो पढ़ ली है. Now coming to this green hydrogen report, the answer here is, that is Rocky Mountain Institute is the right answer, that is RMI. Rocky Mountain Institute along with NITI Aayog have basically given this report that is on the harnessing the green hydrogen potential. See, if I talk about both these reports, why I have come up with these reports is, one report is telling you on how you could increase the penetration of electric vehicles in India. Second report is telling you on how you could increase the penetration of blue hydrogen in India. ठीक है, we have discussed about green hydrogen mission. ठीक है, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो नाउ यू टेल मी अबाउट द ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन. ठीक है, व्हेन द ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन वाज लॉन्च्ड, व्हाट आर द की टारगेट्स ऑफ ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन. सो दिस टेल्स अस, दिस इज व्हाई, बिकॉज़ इंडिया इज नाउ मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द renewable energy sector. When we are moving towards, we are trying to find new technologies what we can use. ठीक है, हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल सेल्स वी वांट टू मेक, हाइड्रोजन को हम एज अ कंपोनेंट यूज करना चाहते हैं इन आवर व्हीकल्स. ठीक है, so this is why these kind of initiatives are basically, or these kind of reports are coming out, so that India could predict what is the possible scenario that India has regarding these initiatives. Now if I talk about this report guys, basically this was seen in the news on 29th of June. Green hydrogen critical है. देखो, the thing that I was discussing, it is critical to achieve India's target of net zero by 2070. We have to achieve the target of net zero ambition, net zero carbon emission by 2070. This thing is basically to achieve these specific targets. We are now moving towards the other specific technologies. Hydrogen technologies we are moving on, electric vehicles we are promoting. ठीक है, so that carbon imprint जो इंडिया का है उसको reduce कर सके. ठीक है जी. Now here this one thing important is why. See, this has been highlighted here also. It says that green hydrogen can help India about abating a 3.6 gigaton of carbon dioxide emission by the year 2050. So this is why this report is very very important, because as I've seen the target we have is 2070. Out of it, if we go by this report, or if we are promoting the hydrogen sector, we could achieve the 3.6 gigaton of cumulative carbon dioxide by the year 2050. So both these data are now important for our examination also. The comment to this report, as I've discussed, it is being released by Niti Aayog and Rocky Mountain Institute. The last question, or the second question on this report that I am asking you is, as per this report, hydrogen demand in India is expected to grow more than fourfold by which of the following year, representing 10% of global demand. ठीक है, तो जल्दी जल्दी बता दो. आई थिंक आई हैव डिस्कस्ड दिस थिंग इवन इन द प्रीवियस स्लाइड आल्सो. द आंसर इज दैट इज 2050. देखो हमने यहीं पे पढ़ा है ना कि हमारी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड जो रिड्यूस it can help India in abating 3.6 gigaton. At that point of time, India will be representing around 10% of the global demand. So when I talk about the key highlights of this report, guys, as I've discussed, okay, it is critical for achieving the target of net zero carbon emission by 2070. Hydrogen demand, I have discussed, it would be fourfold by 2050, and the global demand will be 10%. Then if I talk about cumulative value, so cumulative value of green hydrogen market in India could reach around $8 billion by 2030. So these important data, these are some important data that are very very important for our examination. During when this report was being released, Niti Aayog CEO has given a very important information. He says that India can emerge as the least cost producer in the pricing of green hydrogen, okay, by $2 1 kg by 2030. So this question itself is now important. ठीक है, अभी इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है? बिकॉज a direct question can be coming to you. ठीक है, when we have seen in the RBI examination they are asking direct questions, so this direct question could be asked in the examination without even giving you the name of the report also. They will simply ask you a direct question. ठीक है, what is India's cumulative value by the year 2030? It will be 8 million, and India can emerge as a least cost producer by the year 2030. Then it will be able to produce the green hydrogen at $1 per kg. So guys, then I talk about the next thing. So some pathways are also be given. This you can use as a fodder material for your examination. For writing better descriptive answers, the pathways that have been given for green hydrogen, you can use this as a descriptive material. Okay, you can use this as a descriptive fodder for your examination. So guys, that was all about your session. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the session. If you have enjoyed the session, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then to get the access of the PDF, kindly subscribe to the Telegram channel, the link for which is given in the description below. ठीक है, I hope you have enjoyed the lecture. ठीक है, do share us your feedback also. ठीक है, so that what we can improve, what you think, what you guys want in these lectures of PIB sessions. ठीक है, whether you are liking that specific thing. ठीक है, कि हम question answer form में पढ़े, whether you want me that I should first bring the content, first I should discuss the report, and then we should proceed with the 5 MCQs of the day, or the 5 questions on that specific report. Okay, you tell us me in the chat box, and then we will try to incorporate the feedback that is being given by you. Okay, still also guys, if you want to contact us, you could drop us an email at hello@aerotab.co.in. You could even place us a call at this number, that is 81462 07241. I hope guys the lecture is fruitful for you, so keep learning. Bye bye.